G'day guys, my name's Dave and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you the acoustic version of My Hero by the Foo Fighters. Now this is based off Dave Grohl's performance that he did on the Howard Stern show, and it's an awesome performance, so if you haven't seen it, then I'd suggest you check it out. Now for the basics of this song, you'll need your guitar in standard tuning and you won't need a capo. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to improve on your guitar, then sign up to GZ2H Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. Alright, let's jump into the lesson. Okay, so let's start with the intro. Now, we're going to base this main part off two chord shapes. So our first chord shape is an E major, and then our second chord shape is a C#7 sus2. So you're going to bar your index finger across the 4th fret from the 5th string onwards, and your ring finger will be on the 6th fret of the 4th string. Now you just want to strum from the 5th string onwards. You want to keep that 6th string muted, and you can do that by just having your index finger reach far up enough that it's just lightly touching that 6th string, but still barring everything else. Now the strumming pattern here is going to go something like this. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So let's take it section by section. Now the first section for the E major goes down, down, up, up. And then we go to our C#7 sus2. Now from this point onwards, we are just going to be strumming down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. However, we're going to break it up into chunks so we can get those little fills in correctly. So the first two strums is just this chord. And then the next group of 4 strums, we're going to start with our pinky on the 7th fret of the 2nd string, like that. So that's only on the first strum of these 4 strums. And then we repeat that again. And in total for this section. And in total for the bar. Now for the second bar, it's almost identical except for those last 4 strums. Instead of strumming with our pinky and then letting it go, we're going to strum with our pinky and then we're going to go to a C#7. So your middle finger is going to come onto the 5th fret of the 2nd string. So the last 4 strums. And the second bar. Now this bar is going to be probably the trickiest part for beginners, but just keep at it and really just give it a crack. Now remember, with the bar, you do want to just kind of tilt your finger like about 15 degrees. So you're pushing down with the bony part and push as close to this fret strip as possible. If you're back like here in the middle, then it's going to be a lot harder. So just try to get as close to that metal strip as possible. So that's the first line of tab, and we repeat it through once. So the first line of tab. And then we get to the second line of tab, which is that cool lick. So we're going to start by hitting that 2nd fret of the 6th string. And then we have a 5-note run here, which goes that same note again. 4th fret of the 5th, 2nd fret of the 5th, 4th fret of the 6th string. And then we slide up our ring finger 1 fret and end on that 5th fret. It'll sound like this. And the intro in total. Next we get to the verse, which is really simple. It's just the 1 line of tab, and it's those 2 chords that we had in the intro. So the E major and the C#7 sus2. Now for the first bar, we're not going to be doing any of those licks with our index and middle finger. So when you get to that C#7 sus2, we're just going to continuously strum it. And then the second bar is similar to the second bar in the intro. So the verse just sounds like this. Next we get to the chorus, and there's 2 lines of tab here. So we're going to start by hitting the open A string. Now what you want to try to do here is be able to strum all the strings, but only have that open A string ring out. So now that will take a little bit of practice, but essentially what I'm doing is I'm putting my index finger and just lightly resting it across the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings. And with my thumb, I'm lightly touching the open 6th string. So all those strings are muted, and when I strum everything, only the A string will ring out. So in this chorus, we are just constantly doing a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up sort of strumming pattern. So we're going to do a down, up with this A note. And then we're going to get into our octave position, which is 6th fret of the 5th string and 8th fret of the 3rd string. Now, in a similar fashion, we only want the strings that we're pushing down to ring out. So your index finger will already kind of cover the other strings and lightly touch them. But with the 6th string, what you can do is you can take your middle finger and lightly touch it there, or you can just lightly touch it with your index finger as you're pushing the 5th string. It's up to you, both methods will work. So that octave will be strummed with a down, up, so it'll sound like this. And then we shift up 1 fret and do the same thing. And then shift up 2 frets and do the exact same thing. So the bar in total. And the second bar is identical to that. Now for the second line of tab, we're going to make our open E note that droning note at the start. So instead of muting everything except the A string, we're muting everything except the E string. Like that. So the second line of tab. And for the second bar in the second line of tab, instead of going up to this 9th and 11th fret octave, we're actually going to go down to this 2nd and 4th fret octave. So for the final bar, so the second line of tab in total. So notice the whole time I'm just doing a down, up motion with the strumming. And in total, the chorus. The next part we need to learn is the break. So we have that riff that we had in intro to start off with. So that's pretty simple. Then we're going to go to the 4th fret of the 2nd string with our middle finger, and you're going to strum the 1st and 2nd strings together. Then with your ring finger, go up to the 5th fret, do the exact same thing, and then back down to the 4th fret. And then you're going to shift your middle finger up 1 string to the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and we're going to strum that. And then we're going to end with a up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So that bar in total. And the break section in total. Next we get to the bridge build-up, and it's really simple. It's just the E major to the C#7 sus2. We don't have any of those fills, it's just those two chords with that strumming pattern. So pretty simple. Just like that. The final thing we need to learn is the chorus variation, and it's the same as the chorus except for the final bar. Instead of playing, we're actually just going to go up to the octave on 11th and 13th fret and then strum that for the full bar. So and then we end the song with that break riff. But instead of going up to the 5th fret of the 6th string, we're just going to hit an A5 power chord like that. And you just use your index finger to bar across and hit that. And those are all the parts to this song you need to learn. So now I'm going to be playing through the song in its entirety, and I'll have a vocal track on top for some context. A big thanks to my friend Eric for lending his awesome vocals to this playthrough. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this lesson, then I know you'll absolutely love these other lessons too. So hit the link here, or if you want to grab a copy of my free guitar ebook, then head over to guitar0tohero.com or click the link here. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.